The Grand Canyon, one of the seven natural wonders of the world, is a spectacular vision of rock. Hues of red, pink, and orange rock sit side by side white limestone, taking up enormous geographical space in Arizona. Better yet, consider being one of the very few or less than 1% who go below the rim, walking alongside the Colorado River. For our first night, we checked in at the Lee's Ferry Lodge at Vermilion Cliffs in Marble Canyon. This small lodge has 10 cozy rooms and makes a good place to stop for people heading to the North Rim, Lake Powell, or exploring Vermilion Cliffs National Monument and Lee's Ferry. Thank you, Panda Express. 147. Yes. Hanap kami.
47 in the morning?
247 sa'yo?
Yeah.
Dito, tigil mo.
Titigil ka?
Sa malapit. Tingnan, hihipuin lang natin kung pro na siya. Yan o.
Ideally, you should start your hike at sunrise and plan on hiking until sometime before sunset. This way you have daylight and can enjoy all the beauty that the Grand Canyon offers as you hike. The move is to keep your eyes on the forecast at Phantom Ranch. Plan on leaving early enough to clear the lower parts of the canyon before it gets too hot. Hello guys. Yeah. North Kebab Trail. Yay. Here we go. Here's the gang. Alright guys, good luck.
Hindi yung shoes natin, oh. Ganyan nyo.
Let's just the...
Shoes with the... ganyan.
Malinis pa. Ay, bago kasi yung shoes nyo.
Yung paul mo.
Ay, Paul pa.
Paul mo.
Sige. You can do this. Tapos ilawan. The total distance from the North Rim to the Phantom Ranch is 14 miles. This can be a rough descent on the body and an elevation change of almost 6,000 feet. Mauna kakainin ng bear.
Punta muna. I'll take a picture.
Ano na? Where are we now? We're in a whole new world. For the first hour or so, you'll be hiking down in darkness. You'll want to keep your head down to navigate the turns and steep cliffs. Portions of this trail have extreme drop-offs. We found ourselves hugging the rock side during the first few miles. There are water stations at Supai Tunnel, Roaring Springs, Manzanita Rest House, and Cottonwood Campground. However, due to water line breaks and a seasonal schedule, water is not always available at each of these stations. Updates are posted at the trailhead, and you can also learn more about water availability the day before your hike at the visitor center. Continue working your way down these steep switchbacks. As the sun rises, you'll begin to see the colors of the rock stand out. Brilliant hues of reds, oranges, and pinks. As you hike through these massive rocks, marvel at how a trail was ever carved through them. While some of the trail is in the sun, starting early gives you shade for most of these sections. At the Roaring Springs, you can see a waterfall that pours right out of the cliffs. This waterfall forms Bright Angel Creek and provides the drinking water for Grand Canyon National Park. Beneath the Roaring Springs is a small visitor complex and more stables, now disused since the mules that once traveled to this point now stop a few miles back at the Supay Tunnel. The main trail continues past a private residence with public drinking water, as Roaring Springs Canyon meets the much larger Bright Angel Canyon. And what is the coolest thing about your hike so far? Getting out of here! Bright Angel Canyon continues almost straight, descending quite gradually for 7 miles to the river. The Cottonwood Campground is a seasonal campground that is open from May through September. Restrooms and water are available here. With a permit, you can camp here overnight, making this the first stop if you are backpacking across the Grand Canyon. Reunited with the gang. If you're doing well on time, consider taking a short detour to Ribbon Falls, located 1.6 miles down creek from the Cottonwood Campground. The Ribbon Falls Bridge is no longer there, so you'll need to do a fair amount of bushwhacking. While not officially marked, Ribbon Falls Trail is noticeable from the North Kaibab Trail.
Dito na tayo.
The Ribbon Falls is a waterfall oasis that has it all: cooling water, wonder-filled views, and moss-covered mammoth rocks. Go! Do it! The sounds, scents, and cool mist from the waterfall is very soothing. The Ribbon Falls is definitely the highlight of the North Rim hike. It should be near the top of a list of things to see for anyone planning to hike on the North Kaibab Trail. The photos and videos of the Ribbon Falls don't do justice unless you personally experience seeing how majestic it is. Since we lost track of time at the Ribbon Falls, we are unfortunately hiking at the hottest time of the day in the Grand Canyon. We are now entering the Inner Gorge, a 7.2-mile stretch of narrow canyons. The trail is not a challenge in terms of elevation. However, it can get hot quickly due to the dark black rock and trapped airflow at the canyon's ground level. There are 4 bridge crossings before reaching Phantom Ranch. The first 2 come up quickly. Don't be discouraged with seemingly interminable distance between bridges 3 and 4. Rejoice when you cross bridge number 4. Phantom Ranch and Ice Cold Lemonade is right around the corner.
Hello. So ngayon pa. Shit.
The Phantom Ranch is a historic oasis nestled at the bottom of Grand Canyon. It is the only lodging below the canyon rim and can only be reached by mule, on foot, or by rafting the Colorado River. The Phantom Ranch canteen will not be accessible to travelers in the near future. Only to-go breakfasts, sack lunches, and to-go dinners will be available. Beverages and snacks will be available from the canteen side window, and alcohol sales are limited to 2 beverages per person and available only during reserved dinner space. Alcohol may be only consumed at your cabin area and not at picnic tables outside the canteens, and only guests staying in cabins may purchase alcohol.
Thank you. Shot na eh.
Nauna na to, no? I never had fireballs.
Nakita mo.
May picture. May picture ng fireball. Ito po.
Ay wala, kakain daw muna. Oops.
Hindi pa, boost.
Ay. Kita mo kung ano yung kinain natin.
After na.
Shit, I can't.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you guys.
More fireball.
Fireball.
Fireball time. Ba't mainit? Yeah.
Ang sarap sa lalamunan.
Dahil dyan, may isa pa.
The Bright Angel Campground fills up quickly, so plan ahead and get your permit early. A few walk-in permits are available daily at the Backcountry Permit Office.
Are you taking a picture? Everybody's taking a selfie. Are you selfieing too?
But ready na sila.
Hiking in the dark adds a whole new list of safety concerns. It is hard to see and you can trip easier. And because there are fewer people on the trail, it makes it less likely that someone will be available if you need the help. And of course, there are some animals that you would like to avoid, and thanks to the darkness, it is easier for you to come in close contact. Perhaps the creepiest thing was all the flora around me. Every shrub and cactus took on a new shape in the dark. The darkness made the trail feel like it was another world, but it was magical. Hikers seeking panoramic views unparalleled on any other trail at Grand Canyon will want to consider to hike the South Kebab Trail. It is the only trail at Grand Canyon National Park that so dramatically holds true to a ridgeline descent. In our case, ascent. The exhilarating sense of exposure to the vastness of the canyon comes at a cost. There is little shade and no water for the length of this trail. During winter months, the constant sun exposure is likely to keep most of the trail relatively free of ice and snow. For those who insist on hiking during summer months, which is not recommended in general, this trail is the quickest way to the bottom, and it has been described as a trail in a hurry to get to the river. But due to lack of any water sources, ascending the trail can be a dangerous proposition. There is no water on the South Kaibab Trail. From early May to mid-October, there is water near the trailhead, from a spigot near the bus stop. Potable water is available year-round at Bright Angel Campground. However, please note that due to occasional pipeline breaks, water at Bright Angel Campground is not guaranteed. So during hot weather, take at least 4 liters of water. Yep, me too. Cedar Ridge has a small, primitive bathroom with no running water or garbage cans, so pack it out. It also has a hitching post for the mules that carry people and supplies in and out of the canyon. It is common to find mules along the Grand Canyon trails, so be sure to quietly stand to the side and let them pass if you encounter any during your hike. Get ready to say your oohs and ahs at Ooh-Ah Point. This rock outcropping offers a thrilling panorama of the Grand Canyon as you've never seen it before. This is also a popular place to soak in the views and then turn around if you do not want to continue hiking to the ridge. We actually hiked the Grand Canyon same time last year in October 2020, South Kaibab, down to Phantom Ranch, then up to Bright Angel as a day hike. This year, we were lucky to get an overnight stay at the Phantom Ranch, so we leveled up to do a rim-to-rim hike. That is, the North Rim to South Rim, an exhilarating close to 30-mile hike. We chose to hike up South Kaibab because it is shorter and for a different perspective. I admit that it looks different hiking this way up with the additional challenge of saving water because compared to the water sources of Bright Angel Trail, South Kaibab doesn't have any. We were lucky to experience great weather and happy to finish rim to rim alive with our happy faces, though we are really starving at this point. Hey, we survived!
We did it.
High five.
Rim to
Oh,
rim.
everybody, high
Thank
five.
you guys.
High five.
Good job, guys.
Go five, whatever.
Dun kami.
Yay! Jesus.
Kain na daw.